everybody, so in a couple of weeks I am going to be moving to France to work a ski season for 6 months, and since being offered that job a couple of months ago I've realised quite how much has to go into planning to work a ski season abroad, how much stuff you need to get ready and everything. So today I thought I would do a little video telling you my story so far, the interview process and everything, and also not clothes wise but a few of the things that I realised I needed to get ready that I wouldn't have even thought about. So let's get going. So I applied for my job through Worker Season, which I think is a way that the majority of people that go and work a season do it. So they do both winter and summer seasons, and there's just a list of jobs, and I just applied for a few that were appropriate for me. I had a Skype interview. It was really friendly, really easy. The lady was so lovely. We just ended up chatting for an hour basically. The reason I would recommend doing it through an agency like Worker Season is because they handle so much of the stuff for you. They've covered my medical insurance, they organised flights and transfers and everything. Like, I don't have to worry about a visa or anything like that. They cover all of that stuff for me. All the paperwork and courses I've had to do to be able to do my job, they've sent to me. They've given me lists, they've even given me like tips of things that I should do and get ready. So I definitely, if you haven't done it before, would definitely recommend going through a agency like Worker Season. There are a few others, but like I say, I've gone through Worker Season. So I had my Skype interview, I got offered the job a couple of days later. They have sent me a few newsletters about just ways that they would recommend that I get ready for a season. So a lot of the stuff that I've got and I'm going to show you is things that they have recommended that I get. So I got 2 emails talking to me about my training courses that I've got to do, because I knew that the initial bit was going to be training before the course starts. And I got my first one with my flight details telling me that I fly out to France on the 16th of November, and then I got another email telling me that my childcare training, so my management training is in France, which is what I fly out for, and my childcare training starts on the 3rd of December in the UK. Now, how am I going to be in both those places at the same time? So I've got to fly from here to somewhere in France for a little bit of training, then I've got to travel from there to somewhere else in France, the actual resort I'm going to set up, and then I've got to fly back to the UK to do my childcare training, and then I've got to take a coach back to France to basically just start the job. That's all going to happen within about the space of a week and a half, so that is going to be a crazy week in my life. Unfortunately, I just happen to be in the job role where the training happens in 2 different countries, so it'll be fun, it'll be an adventure. So that's a really quick, brief overview of where I am at so far. That's basically all that's happened. I'm just getting all my stuff ready. I've sent off loads of paperwork. I've had to do a food hygiene course. I've had to photocopy and send over certificates and stuff, but nothing interesting that I need to tell you about. Just the usual kind of stuff that you would do to go abroad or to start a new job. The things that I've had to do that haven't necessarily been usual are things like this. This is a SIM card. So you need to either get in contact with your phone company or get a French SIM or something, but you need to think about how you're going to be able to use your phone abroad. I am with 3 at the moment, and they have a policy where you can, it's called Feel at Home I believe, where you can use your phone abroad as you usually would for up to 4 months. Now obviously I'm going for 6 months, so what I've done is I've got a pay-as-you-go SIM, and because I've been a loyal customer for quite a few years, they've credited my account some money, so that for the remaining 2 months I don't have to pay anything. I'll just use this pay-as-you-go SIM, put it into my phone and use it instead of my normal SIM, and then when I come back I can just swap back to my normal SIM and I won't end up paying anything extra, which is really useful. I didn't want to have to change my contract over, so if you have a phone provider that you've been quite a loyal customer to, it might be worth having a chat with them and seeing if there's any option they can give you before you end up cancelling and going for a French SIM, because I can now contact anyone in France or anyone in England using that SIM, which makes my life a hell of a lot easier while I'm out there. So the second thing that you will definitely need to get if you're going anywhere out of the UK, adapters. Now this one is great. It's an extension, it's quite a long extension lead. It's got 3 UK plugs. Obviously it plugs in to a French plug here or a European plug. So it's got 3 UK plugs, and then it's got 6 USB adapters. So that one will basically work for everything I need probably plug in most of my stuff in there at the same time. I've also got a bunch of these, just usual, like little plugs into the European side, and then the usual British plug. So I'm definitely covered with plugs, but that's something you definitely need to think about because most jobs will not supply them, obviously. The other thing I found out that I hadn't really thought about is obviously UK banks charge you to use your card abroad. So I think they charge roughly about £1.50, well my bank do £1.50 each time you use your card. Now if you're using it at a bar to pay for like £5 worth of drinks, that's going to very quickly add up. So there's a lot of companies like prepaid cards you can get out there. I've gone for this one, it's called Caxton, I think that's how you pronounce it. I've gone for that one because it's so easy to use. It's an app that I put on my phone, and I can literally load whatever currency I want to onto there through the app on my phone, all set up with my bank card. It's as easy to use as online banking, it's quick, as simple, so I can put it on there as and when I need it rather than having to make sure I've got a big amount loaded on there. And it just looked like the easiest one. I did a bit of research and that one looked like it would work perfectly for me. So another thing that I'm trying to be prepared, I probably don't need some of this stuff, but this is me panicking and trying to not want to have to buy anything in France. A ton of spare chargers and leads. I'm trying to make sure I've got a spare one of everything, so a spare phone charger, a spare camera charger lead, like just trying to make sure I've got enough of everything that if something breaks, I'm not going to be stuck. So the last thing that's come off the top of my head that I've really thought about is a ton of toiletries. Now obviously shops in Europe have toiletries, however you might, like me, have personal preferences. Now things like this toothpaste, I don't know how easily you could get things like that in France. I don't know that they sell that product, so for me it just makes more sense for me to bring a few tubes of it with me and not have to worry about getting it when I'm there. Same with toothbrush heads. I use an electronic toothbrush and I don't know if they will sell toothbrush heads in France, so I'm just bringing a packet of them with me. Obviously I'm not going to bring 6 months supply of everything, or my suitcase will weigh more than the aeroplane itself, but there's just certain things that if you do a bit of research, whatever country that you end up going to, you can see whether or not they supply things, and just so you know what you need to bring. I am a little bit OCD about this kind of stuff, so I'm probably being more paranoid and bringing more than I need to, but it will be a cheap few months if I don't need to buy anything while I'm there. So that's all that I really have to tell you so far, guys. I am really excited about going to France. I am going to be vlogging it. I've got my GoPro ready to go. I'm going to bring this camera with me, my main camera. I'm going to bring a little vlogging camera, so I definitely am going to be documenting that experience. I can't wait to share it with you. I'm going to do a few more videos before I go as well. I'm going to do a packing video and show you all the clothes that I'm bringing with me. So yeah, if you are enjoying this, then stay tuned because there's loads more coming. But yeah, have a lovely day, be safe, be happy, be ambitious, and I will see you later.